Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the English Journey podcast. I am Sam, your host, the guy who still says foots instead of feet sometimes. And today we have a really fun episode. I am not alone today. I invited someone who knows exactly how it feels to struggle with English. She is smart, funny, and she once said I am boring when she meant I am bored. Please welcome Emma.
Oh no, Sam. I knew you were going to bring that up. That was so embarrassing. I said it in front of my English teacher, and she just looked at me like she wanted to help me.
A hug or a dictionary? Maybe.
Probably both. Thanks for having me here, Sam. I love your podcast, especially that episode where you said catched instead of caught.
That was not a mistake. That was innovation. But seriously, thank you for being here. Today we are talking about something every learner understands, how hard it was to learn English, and why we never gave up.
Exactly. People think English is easy at first. They say, oh, it is just English, no big deal. But then you find out there are 1,000 exceptions to every rule.
Yes, like why do we say read and read the same way, but one is past and one is present? English just cannot decide.
Or words like though, through, tough, thought. They look like family, but they sound completely different.
The OUGH family, the most confusing one in the world.
I remember one day I tried to pronounce through in class. My teacher stopped me and said, just say it fast.
Just say it fast. The best English advice ever.
I started learning English when I was 14, and honestly, I did not like it at first. It felt too hard, too different.
Same here. I started around 13. My first English class, the teacher asked me, "How are you?" And I said, "I am fine, thank you, and you." But I had no idea what it meant. I just memorized it.
Oh yes, that sentence is like the official start of every English learner.
And we used it for years. But I think the hardest part for me was confidence. I was scared to speak.
Totally. I could write, I could understand, but when it was time to talk, my brain stopped.
Exactly. The brain says we practice this, but the mouth says no, not today.
That is so true. And now people think we speak fluently, but they do not know how many mistakes we made first.
So many. I once said I have 23 years instead of I am 23 years old.
I said I am agree once. My teacher looked at me like, no, I am disagree.
That is brutal, but we learn from those mistakes. Every wrong sentence stays in your memory forever.
That is the truth. Pain is the best teacher.
Yes. So tell me, what kept you motivated when it got hard?
For me, it was movies. I wanted to understand jokes in the series Friends without subtitles. That was my dream.
Same here, but for me it was music. I wanted to understand songs from Coldplay and Ed Sheeran. I would listen to them again and again until I got one new word.
That is the best way to learn, through the things you love.
Exactly. I remember watching Friends. I did not understand half of what Joey said, but I still laughed.
Same. Sometimes you do not even understand, but you feel the emotion. I love that. Curiosity is stronger than grammar rules. It really is. Because grammar helps you understand, but curiosity keeps you learning.
And that is the secret. You do not have to be perfect to enjoy English. You just have to stay curious. That sounds like a quote for the wall. Curiosity is stronger than grammar rules. That is right. And I think that is what separates people who give up from those who keep going. The curious ones always find a reason to continue.
Yes. Even when you feel stuck, you remember why you started, and that gives you energy again. Same here. It is such a good feeling when you finally understand something that used to confuse you. That is the perfect way to describe it.
For me, every time I learned a new phrase, I felt powerful, like, wow, I can say something new exactly. It is like unlocking a new level in a video game, but a fun one. Yeah, most of the time.
English is like a game that never ends, most of the time.
Emma, I know many people listening right now are just starting their journey with English. Could you tell us your story, how it really was for you from the beginning until now? What were the moments that changed everything?
Sure, my story is not a short one, but it is honest. When I started learning English, I really thought I was not good at languages. My first classes were terrible. I remember sitting in a small classroom with 20 other students, and everyone seemed to understand except me. The teacher spoke fast, and I just sat there pretending to take notes while I was completely lost. I remember one time she asked me to read a sentence aloud, and I pronounced every single word wrong. Everyone laughed a little, not in a mean way, but I still felt so small that day. That night I went home and told my mum I wanted to quit. I said, "This is too hard. I do not understand anything. I feel stupid." She looked at me and said something that I still remember. She said, "It is only hard because it is new. Everything feels impossible before it becomes easy." And that changed something in me. After that, I decided to learn English my own way. I stopped focusing only on the textbook and started watching movies with subtitles. I used to pause every line, repeat it, and try to say it exactly like the actors. At first, I sounded ridiculous, but I kept going. I remember practicing one scene from the movie Titanic for an entire week just to pronounce the words correctly. I even talked to myself in English around the house just to get comfortable with the sounds. One day, something incredible happened. I was watching a movie, and for the first time, I understood a full sentence without reading the subtitles. It was a small moment, but it felt huge. I started crying, not because I was sad, but because I realized I was actually learning. Thank you. I just think people need to hear the truth. Learning a language is not easy.
Thank you so much, Emma, for sharing your story. It was inspiring and real. And thank you to everyone listening today. Keep learning, keep smiling, and remember, every word brings you closer to your dreams. See you next time.